a very, very, very simple question. Let's go on now to the next one, okay? True or dare I say false? Social SEO leapfrog, that talked about giving Hangouts a 1 or so, but can you actually invite more than one person to a Hangouts? True or false? Okay, I see true, William says true, and Teresa says true, and of course the answer there is true because I want you now to think, you know. Google Hangouts, you can interact with these free Google tools that Zane is going to be talking about, and my gosh, get virtually standing room only, okay? Granted, true. Very, very, very simple question here. So let's go now to something a wee bit more difficult. True, or dare I say false? Google Hangouts is tied to a free reminder service. True, or dare I say false? What do you say? I say Suzanne says true. David says true. Ted says true. And of course here, the answer is true. But did you know this is done automatically? And it's something that's waiting for you to use, something you really honestly do not want to ignore. Alrighty, pretty simple. Last question here, true or dare I say false? Hangouts, Google Hangouts makes it super simple to promote product. Okay, true or dare I say false? Okay, we've got a true from Suzu. We've got a maybe true from Larry. Okay, all right, you might be giving here. All right, not only is the answer true, but I want you to think about the following, okay? Think about this. Anybody with a Google Hangout, a Google account, can make a Hangout. Okay, folks, does anybody here have a Google Mail account? Hello? Earth to everybody here? Okay, I see all the yeses scrolling off the screen. Again, remember, in the answer box, I know a lot of people call this the question box. I call it the answer box. Always share your answers there. Yes, yes. Well, if you have a Google Mail account, you can use Google Hangouts. Kind of cool. Okay? So what if you make a Hangout instead of just a Hangout to rank your call to action link? What if you use it to sell your products? What if you use it for affiliate marketing? I mean, what would happen, you know, like you'd make a sale, and yes, you'd make a sale, and you could make a sale. My gosh, everybody could make a sale, and isn't that neat, all right? Well, honestly, the plain fact is here, folks, I hope you're all sitting down. Are you all sitting down? I mean, you can type yes that you're all sitting down. Okay, yes, yes. All right, you're all sitting down except for those who are standing up and on an exercise desk. The plain fact is Google Hangouts. I mean, it can do so much more, so very much more, so very much more than just SEO. Google Hangouts can make you money as well, and that is one of the aspects that Zane is going to be sharing and talking about. The thing is, all right, they can make you money if, and only if, well, not only if, it helps if you get bunches of people proactively attending it, right? I mean, it makes sense, right? The more people who see your Hangouts, the more people who say, wow, this is really cool, the more people you excite, you enchant, you entrance, well, the more profit you're going to make. So I want you to think about this, okay? If you've been exposed to social SEO leapfrog, and that talks about getting your call to action link, right? Your call to action link up front, central out, via the magic of making a Hangout of 1, okay? But ask yourself now, okay? I want you to say to yourself, jeepers self, well, you don't have to repeat it out loud, okay? But what if, just what if you gave yourself permission to invite others and promote one of your own products? Promote an affiliate report. What if you've customized a PLL product, okay? What if you were to interview an author, interview an expert? What if you then made a Hangout that then showcased all of that and then added something hugely special to this? What then? Is that something you think that you'd all would like to learn? I'd like to hear some yeses here, or at least see some yeses here. Okay, I see a yes. I see a Tom says yes, and Barry says yes, and okay, very good. So, let me give you an extraordinarily brief glimpse. You see this? This is an interview that Zane did with me a couple days ago when he was promoting one of my products. And you see where it says click below to get it? Can you see my cursor? I'm moving my cursor. Does everybody see my cursor? This is where we all say, yes, Barbara, we see your cursor. There it is there. Official site, okay? Zane is going to be talking much more about how this is achieved. So, let me ask you, think to yourself, okay, if you knew what you're about to learn, okay, and put this in perspective, the more of your products, services, if you learned this right now, next week, the week after, how much more do you think you'd be making per week once you've internalized all this? Are we talking like $100, $500, my gosh, even $1,000? What would that enable you to do, okay? Think about this now. If you had additional income streams or so, would it help you take, I don't know, better care of your family, send your children off to college or preschools, take care of, how many people here have elderly parents or kids who are about to go off to college or kids who are currently at college and doing first summer where I have to go tomorrow to drive up and say hello and deliver stuff that she forgot to bring a couple weeks ago. But I digress, okay? I digress there. What would these additional income streams enable you to do? And here's the main thing, and this is so very important. So stay with me here because this is really, really important. When you start learning what really works for you, you know, you're able then to pay it forward because then you're able to change other people's lives for the better. Okay? So with that as an intro, here's what you are going to learn today from Zane. Okay? You're going to learn the basic concept. You find something that is going to make you money. Okay? Product, going to be affiliate link. Oh, I don't know. We'll be talking about this. Okay? You then create an event. You have the buy link on that event page. You promote the event. Then step 4, use social media to broadcast it across the internet. Now, does this sound like something you would love to have step-by-step guide, roadmap, and see exactly how Zane takes this and just thoroughly runs with it beyond any mortal comprehension? Okay, see, Elon says yes, and Richard says yes, and Bill says very much so, and Teresa goes absolutely, and oh my gosh, so here, all right. Oh, as a matter of fact, this is so important, you know, let me just, you know, turn on my webcam here now, and I want you all now to take out your phone, okay? All right, see here, what I want you to do right now is I want you to take your phone. I want you to...
That was awesome.
Hi there. Right now is imagine I'm holding that mobile phone here and put that phone on silent. Let me get back to the presentation here. Okay, so what I want you to do, silence your mobile phone. Okay? As a matter of fact, you can put that phone on silent or just grab it and fling it across the room. Pause Facebook, pause Skype, unless, of course, you want to share right now. I'm learning incredible stuff from Barbling and Zane. Open a notepad for your files. I did not just say that. Open a file for your open a notepad, file for your notes. That's it. Okay, yes, because you are going to want to jot stuff down because seriously, all right, what you're going to be learning, it is worth telling your friends that, yeah, you are going to be busy because, yes, it is focus time. What I am about to share with you, what Zane is about to make even better. This is literally going to change your bottom line. And also, here's my promise to you, okay? You're going to have to stay with us to the very end, okay? Because, you know, this web class, as always, as all of the classes, packed a tremendous amount of information till the very last minute, and I guarantee you, utterly guarantee you that you are going to adore. You are going to adore what you're about to learn, because Zane is the master. He is the best. If you've been around in our group Perking Up Profits for the past couple of years, he came on and gave a show last year that had a phenomenal reaction, and I am positive you are going to see the same here as well. And not only that, at the end, this is going to pump you up so much because you're going to see just how much Zane has to teach that, yeah, you are going to want to know about the goodie that Zane has put together only for the attendees of this class. And I know a lot of marketers always like saying, oh, I'm not going to pitch anything, I'm not going to share anything. Well, to heck with that. I believe in transparency, and yeah, there is going to be a pitch, and yeah, it is of tremendous value, and yeah, you are definitely going to want to see what it is all about. So does that sound like a good deal, okay? You're going to get quality information you can walk away with, that you can start to make things happen, and in return, you're going to hear something even more that you can take advantage of. So I need to see a lot of yeses scrolling across the screen here. I've got 1 yes, I've got 2 yeses, I've got 12 yes. Okay, you can stop with the yeses. Very good. So with that, I am now going to start humming elevator music. Yes, I am, as I change Zane to an organizer. Okay, Zane, I am going to change you to an organizer. Yes,
Awesome.
I am.
I can feel it.
Let me see. I can make you a presenter. Actually, that's really Jeopardy, right? So let me, instead of Jeopardy, I could say, do 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 do. Zane, you are there, and I believe
Show
Zane, you are the presenter.
I want.
Can everybody still hear me?
Monitor. Alrighty. Okay. So, can everyone see my screen?
Yes, indeed, I can.
Okay.
We can all see the screen there.
Okay, I can't. For some weird reason, I can't see the comments. So, can you keep me on point, Barb? Awesome.
I am watching them.
Love it. So you can see my screen, my fancy little mouse bouncing around. Awesome.
That is the most bouncy, adorable mouse that I have ever seen in bouncy, adorable mousisms.
Oh, go on.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, so thank you for having me here. I really enjoyed doing the class last year, and I'm kind of surprised I didn't do it again. Even Barb was like, why didn't you do it again? So I'm really looking forward to doing this class because I've come across some new goodies that really I think just pulls it all together. So. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Zane Miller, and at this point I want to explain to you who I am and what makes me uniquely qualified to teach you. So my name is Zane Miller, and yes, that is a meat sandwich with 2 pieces of meat instead of bread. So that's, right? I think this pretty much explains who I am in a nutshell. Like, I don't really need to go any further than this. I consider myself a YouTube nerd. Right? I'm always thinking about YouTube. In fact, I would say that I'm right on the borderline of obsessing with YouTube, and it kind of makes me weird, which I think makes me fit very well in with Barb and the Perking Up Profit folks. Right? But aside from the fact that I'm not just super nerdy about it, and I'm thinking about it all day, every day, and how I can use it to my advantage, I've also made money using YouTube in many different ways since 2008. Now, I can't say I've been there since day one, right, because it came out in 2005, but 2008 isn't too far away from 2005. So I consider myself, kind of a godfather of YouTube, right? I've been there, I've done that, I've seen it all. Here I am. I've sold my own products. I've sold other people's products. I've sold what I do as a service. And all the different ways that you can think to make money on YouTube, I've been doing it for many years. So that's why I think I'm qualified to teach you this stuff. I don't have any interest in anything else, really. In fact, I love teaching this stuff, but I'm just always working at it, and so I don't always have time to sit down and make a course, and like, because actually by the time I get done with the course, I'm like, here's 98 videos, and people are like, whoa, that's way too much. But I got a lot to say, so I think it's just a little bit, a little bit nice to stop from doing all the intense, nerdy work that I do, and actually, teach it and kind of dial back a little bit. So it's great to be here, great to be doing this. So I want to dive into this because this is my secret weapon. For those of you who don't know me, this is my daughter Amber, and for all sorts of lame reasons, I can't see her as often as I'd like to. So aside from the fact that I'm always thinking about YouTube, if I can't spend much time with her, I'm working my guts out so that when I do have time with her, money's not a problem. So thank you. She's my why. Right, like so again, it's for any other reason aside from the fact that I'm working entirely for her is why I think I'm incredibly qualified to teach you this content. So why am I here? I'm here because actually I'm kind of annoyed, right? And this is the best picture I could come up with, right? I've also been watching House on Netflix. I kind of like it. I just realized it was actually based off of Sherlock Holmes. Like that's where it came from. So I'm a huge mystery nerd. Like I love watching the CSI and stuff like that, and the new show Sherlock that came out, love that. So anything that has anything like that, I never watched House, but anyway, he's annoyed. I'm annoyed. Right? Mm-hmm. And why? It's because you're doing it wrong. You can't be doing it any wronger than you're wrong. It's frustrating to me to see something that I love so much just kind of taken off the rails because people got a little too excited about it, right? There's a lot of software out there. Won't name any names, but many of you have bought it. Not it. The different types of software, because there are many out there, and you're not using it, and that right there is a reason unto itself of why you're doing it wrong. What really grinds my gears is that you're not taking advantage of software, or you're not taking advantage of what you already have. Let me just change that. So, and it's frustrating because again I'm so immersed in this, and I can see how powerful it can be, and then I see people struggle with it, and they don't have to. So, don't worry, it's not your fault. Again, I think there are some overzealous marketers out there that want to go a few steps ahead and try and sell you something, and I think what ends up happening is you kind of get stuck because you don't really know these beginning pieces, and that's what I want to focus on here in this webinar. So if you stay to the end, I will show you. You will discover the key to free webinars on Hangouts and how you can use them to make money in 48 hours. In fact, even Barb pointed out a little bit earlier. It's exactly how I did it, and I made more sales than I was anticipating, honestly, but I think that's mostly because Barb had an awesome product. So I will be showing you exactly what I did to reproduce that screenshot that you saw that Barb had. All right, sound good? Does that work for you guys?
All right, I see yes scrolling off, and yes, and Teresa goes yes, and so I think we are totally ready to continue.
Awesome, fantastic. So. I'm annoyed because people are doing it wrong. They're using all sorts of software, and they're just making it more complicated than it really needs to be. And I believe because it's missing a very crucial piece. So what is this missing piece? Well, let's go into the ultimate benefit, right? What's the ultimate benefit of a Hangout, right? Let me know what you guys think. I mean, you've had some input from Barb. You've also had experience yourselves with Hangouts by now, at least. I mean, they've been out for a good year and a half.
All right, yeah. Folks, what do you all have to say there? Let's see. Teresa says exposure, and Zane, that's a good idea. I mean, because you can brand yourself on Hangouts, isn't that right?
Oh yeah, see, and that's one of the beauties of this. My main focus is to be able to show you guys that you can duplicate a webinar, and that's all sorts of awesome and save great amounts of money. But if you're not even thinking about webinars, there's just this huge, massive open world of getting more exposure, SEO benefits, SEO juice. I mean, there's ways that you can leverage this, that you can start ranking before you even go live, right? So that's a very, very good point.
Yep, and Larry mentions to rank high faster, which is true, and that's what the product showed a whole lot. Yeah,
in fact, last time I checked, I searched SEO, social SEO leapfrog into Google, and I was like, our interview was #1.
Yep.
So I'm pretty sure it's still there.
Works.
Anyway, so sorry. Okay. As you can see, the ultimate benefit is that you can use Hangouts as an almost free way to present content, right? I mean, like whether you're doing it for a sales presentation or you're just putting it out there, you want to get ranked, it's almost free. But of course, you already knew that, right? So, but I mean, almost free. What's up with that, right? Like, I mean, we got this awesome platform and it's almost free. You know, I thought they were free. Mm-hmm. They are, but if you want to use them to like sell stuff, right? You've been told that you need fancy software. Mm-hmm. Lame. That's just lame, right? I'm looking at it from the perspective of the YouTuber, right? The YouTube marketer. I jumped into Hangouts because it's just such a natural component of YouTube, right? So to see that these are so incredibly powerful to get exposure, to get ranking, to even sell things, to suddenly go, oh wait, you can't quite do everything you want it exactly this way, so we're going to figure out how to make some software and then charge you for it, and then you won't even know how to use it. Again, I just think that's incredibly lame. Barb, I have asked this to Dennis, but have you picked up any software that helps Hangouts by any chance?
No, I've seen it though, like WP Hangouts and Hangouts WP and WP Revisited and whatever. No.
Right.
Generation WP.
And again, as lame as this is, I mean, there are benefits to the software, but again, my beef is with the fact that the people who made the software they don't even know much about Hangouts, let alone how to train the people how to use Hangouts well enough to even use the software. I got a big problem with that, right? Like if you're going to make software, you have to make it user-friendly, which I think is the biggest reason why people stop doing that version of Hangouts, but then also people get clouded judgment of like, well, maybe I shouldn't do Hangouts at all because there's all this complicated software, and it's really not that complicated, all right? So here's the thing, though. There is a way to do this, to do a webinar hangout, a hangar, if you will. I didn't make up that term. I sure wish I did. But, you know, a hangar, if you will. It requires Google Plus, though, right? Now, which if you already have Google, you already got it. I mean, that's one of the really interesting things is that Google basically came and said, all right, now everything's of one password, and it all connects to your Google Plus stuff, right? So a lot of people don't think that they really use Google Plus or even that they're logged in, when in actuality, like they're logged in 98% of the time, right? So you're already using it, you just may not even be really realizing it yet, which is a huge benefit, right? So, and I love this. Barb helped me with these slides. The Velociraptor. And I also want to point out, like what you're seeing right now. This is a PowerPoint presentation. This is the Google Drive version of it. I actually invited Barb into my little presentation here earlier this morning, and she actually helped me with it. So if you guys haven't checked it out, you should check out the Google Drive presentation, because there's no way I could have made a fancy presentation like this in any other platform. Anyway, so I would think that a smart marketer's reaction would be, if everyone uses Google, why not take advantage of it?
And by the
way, I know that, yeah.
When you say everybody uses Google, also to remember, we're not just talking about every marketer uses Google.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Our customers, all of our customers are using Google. So continue.
Yeah, to the tune of about 256 million on Google Plus alone. So, right. I know that I'm preaching to the choir, but why do you think that this reaction is a good thing, right? Because your audience already has all the reminders built in and shareable. I mean, that's one of the greatest things about Hangouts in the first place, is because when you do the live broadcast, the live broadcast that you create, it's the same exact link. The replay is the same exact link as the live broadcast. So wherever you share your live broadcast, the same place you'll be able to see the replay. So that's instantly shareable. And I have to say, I have to admit to this, there's been plenty of times where I've said, you know what, everybody should be taking their webinars and downloading them and uploading them to their YouTube channel, even if it's just small pieces of the webinar. But you know what? I've never done that. I should. I even say that you should, but I've done it like once, maybe twice. Because here's what happens, right? You do the webinar, you download the video, it's on your computer, and you're gonna render it, and you're gonna process it. You have to run it through like Handbrake or something like that, so that's another barrier. And then you have to remember to upload the video to your YouTube channel, and there's just extra steps that you don't think about that actually stop you, right? So if those extra steps were automated for you, right? What if GoToWebinar said, okay, we will automatically render this for you, and then we'll throw it up on your YouTube channel?
Good stuff.
I tell you what, it would be a lot harder to sell any training about Hangouts. I'll tell you what, right?
Yep.
So that's the main point I want to drive home here. Does that make sense to you guys? Google Plus, your audience already has all the reminders and all the shareability built into it because of how YouTube and Google Plus work. Does that make sense to you guys?
All right, I'm seeing yes. Seeing
Excellent.
some questions coming up, but we can address the questions towards the end because you're just cooking with oil here. So
excellent. Yep. So we're just gonna go straight into this, guys. Here's what you're about to learn. Right? Spoiler alert. I usually I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, but I've just got everything right here. It's as simple as finding something that will make you money, then creating an event and have the buy link on the event page. Again, do you guys remember that slide that Barb showed you, right? Had the little Hangout video player there, and then there was like the official link. Guess where my link was, right? It was right there. Like, I mean, the event page itself gave me the ability to have this awesome call to action built right into it. And by the way, Barb, I just got another sale today. So it's still working. Pretty cool, huh? Then step 3, right? You see, step 3, promote the event and deliver it, right? So we'll get into that a little bit later. And then use social media to broadcast it across the internet. So before I go on, do those steps look doable, guys? Like, does that look like you could turn around after we're done and reproduce this?
I would say Teresa says yes there, and Richard says yes, and I think also at the bottom of that page, it's cut off on my current GoToWebinar, so I don't know if anybody else is seeing this. But is there also the little by the way what Barb's bonus includes on that page?
Oh, why is that not displaying?
Maybe it's on the next one. I don't know, but you can read it off.
Yeah. That is strange. Yes, we do have. Yep. Oh wait, no. You have it on a different slide.
Oh, okay, good. Sorry, that's called foreshadowing, folks. I'm really great.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, forget I said that. Okay, go back in your mind and erase what you just heard. So continue.
Strike that from the record.
Yay!
Okay, so what's the key here, right? What's the main piece? And let me also remind you guys that this key is the reason why tools like Webinar Jam and things like that are successful, right? That key is being able to have like a place where all of your users can land before the event even starts. For a while, actually in the very beginning with Hangouts, you couldn't schedule a Hangout ahead of time, and that sucked, right? Now we can. Right. So this again, this is the key: being able to schedule that ahead of time and giving people a place to land, which is why having an event page is so important. Right. So the key is the Google Plus events page. Right. When you get to the Google Plus event page, it may look like this. It may look a little bit different, right? But the main point is that leveraging Google Plus, specifically the Google Plus events page, and how easy it is to create, again, brings it all together, and it's the key. It's the cornerstone of everything, and it's how you can actually, work around the need for even GoToWebinar, right? Because now you have a place for people to land, to register. And again, just like I told you guys before, everyone's already logged into Google Plus, and Google Plus is going to remind people for you, just like GoToWebinar would. So let's get into the edumacation part, right? I tried to say edumacation, and then I said education.
Say that 3 times
That's what I get
fast.
for trying to be clever. But step one, right? We're talking about finding something that will make you money, and this is super easy, right? It was so easy that even when I wasn't planning on promoting for Barb, I was able to, because I had this system put together. So it can be a product that you created. It can be an affiliate link that you're promoting. It can be an interview with an expert / Kindle author, which I've been thinking about that a lot more, especially after the Earn 1K a Day event. And by the way, Barbara will be offering her $197 Product Creation 2.0 Bootcamp as a bonus, because, well, I can show you all the things of what you can do, but I don't have a product creation part of it. So this would give you the full map, guys. I mean, I'm showing you how you can put it all together, and then if you have a product creation class on top of it, bam, you're done. Easy.
Yep.
All right? So before we get into step 2, does that make sense, guys? Let me go back here, right? So if it's a product you can create, or you already have, or an affiliate product, it doesn't matter, right? That's your first step, right? That makes sense. Okay, good. So the second step is creating an event page and have the buy link on the event page, right? Now it's very super simple to create a Google Plus event page, right? If we really need to, we can go back. If you guys have questions, I can take you through that. But you go to the Google Events page and create it. I mean, it's really as simple as clicking the button that says Create Event, and then there's a menu that says give it a title, give it a time. Like, it's pretty easy to walk through, right? You also want to make sure that your link is cloaked. I don't ever really do this. I should. I know that I don't, but I should. But make sure that your link is cloaked. Sorry, what you going to say, Barb?
Yeah, let me comment on that. I cannot emphasize enough the importance of cloaking your links, because a lot of times, think about it. If you're promoting an affiliate page or an affiliate product, what does your link look like? Does it look like a nice, clean, say, domain link, or does it look like something that is known as a known language that doesn't look like Sanskrit? And no, affiliate links, I mean, they kind of sort of look like masses of numbers and letters and affiliate links. My gosh, if you are going through all of that effort to promote something, you want people to click on your link, and especially sometimes like the past. If you put, for example, a JV Zoo link, it is very simple for anybody to view the link, to see what is the ID of the referral, and then substitute in their own ID. So yes, link cloaking is good. Cloak thy links.
Now I can't not do it.
That's right. I'm going to be following up on you, Zane. I'm going to have my youngest come and throw a phone at you.
Okay. Well, not okay. I don't want him to throw a phone at me.
Okay, good.
I will do as you say. In fact, last year when I was working with Jason Fladlin, he wouldn't stop making fun of me for it either. So now I've got 2 people giving me crap about it. So,
Right, that's right.
and I don't want to throw a phone thrown at me.
Well, then you have a very good sense of self-preservation, and I will drop a link to an open source link cloaker.
Fantastic. All right. Okay. So you go to the Google Events page, create it. It walks you through everything. Very simple. Make sure your link is cloaked, and then add your link to the event page, and there you go. Right. Once the event is finished, then you promote the event and you deliver it, right? It's already automatically shared on the Google Plus page, obviously, and you can promote it on Twitter. I highly recommend that, because everybody's tweeting away, and then also Facebook. I mean, that's where I end up most of the time myself. I'm not really particularly, I don't enjoy Facebook, but it's where like all the people are. And that's where they're doing stuff, and that's where I talk to people all the time, mostly through Facebook messages and stuff. So definitely throw it out there on Facebook, and then we've also got the Buffer app to make it easy. Barb, got anything to add about the Buffer app?
It's wonderful. It's magnificent. You must use it. You shall use it. I will throw a phone at you if you do not use it. But besides that, Buffer app is really, 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 really cool. I talk about it in some of my other products, but in a nutshell, okay, what it allows you to do is any page on the internet, if you click Buffer after you have installed it, it will automatically share it to your social profiles. So if you're in Perking Up, if you're in our group, Perking Up Profits, you'll see at least twice a day it will show content by me shared via Buffer. It shares to my LinkedIn, it shares to my Facebook. I have another account that automatically populates my Handy Capable group as well. It's good stuff, and it's free. So Buffer app, let me just go and drop that in as well. Bufferapp.com. There's a mobile extension. It is magnificent, so use it.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Awesome is my middle name. Well, one of them.
I wish Awesome was one of my middle names.
It is. I have spoken.
And so Barb said it, so it shall be. So.
Indeed. It should be.
So Buffer app, it's awesome. You shall use it. So get it on out there. Moving on to the fourth step, you want to use social media to broadcast across the internet. So you want to use the tactics in SEO Leapfrog to promote it. So you want to embed the Hangout on your web page. You want to take snapshots, share it to Pinterest. Pinterest is fantastic for that. I would also add to it, if you're going to take snapshots, then also upload it to your Google Plus page, because I've seen many, many, many images that I've uploaded to Google Plus and shared publicly. I've actually seen those same images show up in Google image search. So they're very friendly, right? Yeah.
Friendly is nice. It makes me happy. It also makes good ice cream. Go ahead.
Right, and I will, like, if you can take the snapshots. You're like the snapshots I'm thinking of is the Capture app in Hangouts.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Those are, like, again, those are shared. So what happens when you take the picture in the Hangout? It adds to your Google Plus page privately, automatically, and then you have to go in. You have to share it publicly. So like any picture that's put into your Google Plus, Google doesn't want to accidentally share photos you don't want to share. So everything photo-wise is set to private. So just like in that Hangout, you take that picture, those will also show up in the searches if you set them to public. So just make sure they set to public. Anyway, I'll also share that with Pinterest. Add the media to your LinkedIn profile. This is another one of those things that I say you should do and then don't. Barb, have you seen because you also have like that LinkedIn Authority product as well, right? So
yes, I do. LinkedIn Caffeine and LinkedIn Espresso, the mastermind I made all about LinkedIn. LinkedIn added the ability to incorporate media into your LinkedIn profile, so you can automatically have your YouTube videos show up, and since Hangouts turn.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, you can include that.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I need to check that out. I have totally neglected all of my LinkedIn stuff, so I need, especially if they're integrating YouTube and stuff like that, I need to be on it.
Yes, do it.
All righty, so there you go, guys. That's all there is to it, right? Yeah, you just learned these steps. Find something that will make you money, create an event on it, and then have it, and then have the buy link on the event page in that official link section, like you saw. Then you want to promote and deliver it, and then use social media to broadcast across the internet. Like there it is. Is there any part of that doesn't make sense, guys? Let me know.
Let's see. Bill mentions nice, and Tom is saying there thanks. Didn't know that. So far we're all good. Keep on going.
Fantastic. And I hear that saying guys is not a good thing to say in web. Folks, peoples.
Yes, peoples.
Generic term, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, peoples. I bet you're thinking right now, this totally works for you, but will it work for me, right? And when you're experiencing this, I know it will. It's again, I came across this months after I started digging into Hangouts and Google Plus and stuff like that. So I'm just a couple steps ahead of you. So I know for a fact that as you get more experience with it, the more comfortable you get, because that's just been a very recent experience for myself, right? I mean, looking at the big picture, folks, Hangouts have been around for about 18 months. Like, this is still pretty new. So remember, right? you can get a customized, gorgeous YouTube Google Plus page for free. You can leverage the power of the social media for more profits, and you can structure Hangouts to increase more sales. Right? I mean, I love the live event part, but I always make more money on the replay. And if the offer is evergreen, just like Barb's offer is, then it just keeps making more money. All I got to do is just figure out ways to throw more related traffic at it. And, well, since YouTube videos are like the most trusted link in Facebook or any social media platform, it's really easy to basically set that up, because if it feels real in the live broadcast, it feels real in the replay as well. Also, one more thing to add. This actually happened to me just before we jumped on here, right? So in a Hangout that I did previously, I said, that's one of the points that I made of like, this is really cool, right? You guys, even if you're watching the replay, you can comment during the replay, and I'll get notified of it, because remember, guys, folks, everything in Google Plus and YouTube is already shareable, and you're already, the 98% of your marketplace is already logged into Google Plus, so it's super, super easy. So getting to my point here, somebody had actually watched one of my Hangouts in the replay when I made that comment, and they made a comment. They said, I'm watching this as a replay, and I got a notification of it, and like 30 seconds later, they got the reply, to which they replied back, wow, that was really fast. It was as if I was watching it live.
Yep, good stuff.
All right, so you're probably thinking, what do I do, when do I do it, and all that kind of stuff. Not to fear, because let me ask you one simple question. What if I told you I've already taken care of that? Said Morpheus. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I love it, Barb. I want to show you guys, I've got a personal Google Hangout Immersion Mastermind. All right, this is something that it is very near and dear to my heart, because, again, I get right into it, and there's no delay between idea and concept and delivery, right? This isn't just, hey, I'm going to make a course and hopefully you guys like it. This is interactive. Like, it's going to be fantastic, right? We're going to be starting it very, very soon. We're actually doing this over 3 weeks, technically 4, spoiler alert. I was going to do 3 weeks, but then someone said, well, we should have 4 for a very good reason. So before I get ahead of myself, the first week is all about what you're going to do beforehand. This is going through Google+. This is all the ways that you're going to be able to make money. YouTube, Hangouts, and the rest of social media, and how Google Plus is going to connect with it, right? So if for any other reason besides the very fact that you'll be able to run Hangouts better, this is exactly why, right? So it's setting everything up, getting everything ready. Week 2 is during, right? So imagine week 1 is about getting everything set up and ready to go for your event. So week 2, we're focusing on what you're doing during the event, right? The actual Hangout itself, which I know that's what most of you are coming for, right? Like, yeah, okay, Google Plus, that sounds cool, but Hangouts, man, I really got to get my head wrapped around this Hangout thing. So that's week 2, right? We're going to go through everything, all the bells and whistles, all the apps, all how to get people in. I mean, the checklists, you name it, I got it, right? So you're branding yourself and your products so vibrantly, word spreads without any real effort. That's the benefit of going through this sort of structured approach. Week 3 is after, right? So this is the replay. This is the content that you've already created. Like, okay, awesome. I've got a Hangout, and I just got this replay, but what am I supposed to do with it, right? It's going to be sitting there in the YouTube and Google ether. You might as well do something with it. So this is going to teach you how to amplify your reach, and we'll also be digging into YouTube, right? So it's not just like, hey, some Google Hangout and some Google Plus marketing. I'm the YouTube godfather. Of course I'm going to have some YouTube stuff in here because it's incredibly powerful. So to ignore YouTube would be just foolish, right? So there's going to be some extra YouTube stuff in there as well. And then week 4, like I said, I wasn't going to do this, but then somebody brought it to my attention, and I was like, well, yeah, of course, we should have 4 weeks, because I'm going to be just dumping all this information on you. So 3 weeks of intense learning, and then a 4th week to let your brain cool down and ask all your questions and make sure you're good to go, because it doesn't need to go longer than 4 weeks. Like, I mean, there's a few things you need to learn and understand, but like, we don't need to be playing in the kiddie pool for that long. Like, once you've got it, you need to be moving on. So having an extra week as a bonus, saying, hey, we'll answer all your questions and make sure you really understand it, and then I expect you guys to take off. Like, this is something that no one else is doing. Like, so few people are doing it. We should be just, keep hanging out in a Google Plus community. We should go and do. So those are the 4 weeks that we got here, right? Now, a lot of marketers, they could get away with selling it for $4.97. And that's totally understandable. Like for me, I enjoy it a little too much. I'm like, yeah, $4.97, that's kind of pricey, right? So sorry, I laughed at the slide before and I couldn't help myself. I want everybody to be able to get this, and I know $4.97 is a price that everybody might not be able to get, and I want everybody in on this class, right? So before we go on, do you guys see the value in this? And I want to know. I want to see in the comments. Type yes if you see the value in this.
Okay, we got Mark who says yes, and there's Omar who says yes,
Thank
and
you, Mark.
Lisa and Sheila, and the yeses are just scrolling. Whoa, nice.
Scrolling messing.
I think they all see it. You can go.
Fantastic. Okay. So for Barb, I don't want to do this for $3.97 or $2.97 or $2.27, but I just want to go ahead and do 97. Now, this is actually, when we first talking about it, I was like, yeah, 197 works. It was a typo on my part. So, like, this is actually less than I was initially intending to charge. I was like, this slide was supposed to say 197, but it's 97, and I'm totally okay with it because it's Barb's group, right? She's Mama Bear.
Indeed.
So I have no problem, but just because it's Barb. And, we all love Barb. And this, I also love this, and thank you for adding this, Barb, because I know if I were going through this, I would be so excited by the end of the 4th week, but I'd also be a little sad, because I'd be like, well, I got this, but I don't want to do affiliate stuff. I just want to make my own product, but I don't have a product. So having this Product Creators Bootcamp, just thank you so much. If we were on a Hangout, I'd do the little clap sound. Yay.
My pleasure. Glad to offer it because the quality of training that you're offering and that people are going to be able to get on this call, happy to be able to then give my training for product creation, because that's what I do basically. And yeah, the boot camp, if you were to look at the sales page now, is currently retailing at $197, but again, that's a bonus for just the ridiculously low $97 for Zane's Immersion Mastermind. Happy to do so.
Awesome. So let's hear it, guys. I want you to tell me I'm in. Are you in? Because we're going to be starting on Monday. In fact, this is something that I promised Dennis that I would do, and I'm going to be extending this to Barb's folks as well. If you buy within the next 24 hours, then you will be able to participate in the Hanginar Zero. Right? I'm going to be doing a special event on Sunday, right? Just to give people some opportunity to chat and sort of get warmed up before we get into the deep, all right, we're starting Monday. So I'm going to extend that same offer to you guys. If you buy within the first 24 hours, then yeah, you'll be able to participate in Hanginar Zero, which is on Sunday, which means that, hey, if you can't make it, I totally get that, but you'll have access to the recording and no one else won't. So let me know that you guys are in.
And so yes, we're getting a lot of amens scrolling through here. I'm so in, and we have some yeses here, and let me get back to where we are, because it all scrolled off. And in, Tom's in, Mark is so in, and wow, Beverly's in, Tom Walker's in, and that's my other phone ringing in, but I'm going to just let it.
Throw it out the window.
That one, would you believe I have a landline, and that is a rotary phone. Yeah.
No way.
Can you guys?
Wow.
Are you hearing that?
Yeah, a tiny bit.
Okay, good. Well, anyway, yeah, so I've dropped the link also of where to get this, askbling.com/.
Yep.
Get Google get Google I for Google Immersion, and so it looks like everybody is just really enjoying all of this.
Fantastic, yeah, and I do want to urge you guys, like I said, the $97 price point was technically a typo. But I kind of committed to it, so here we are. The price will be rising soon. Like the next time I do this, it's not going to be $97. Sorry. Like I know how powerful this is, so I know I can get away with $197, and I could have, but fat fingers. What are you going to do?
All right, and let me go through some questions here. Terry asks, "What are the days again?"
Yeah, so it's going to be every Monday, right, for the next 4 weeks. Right, starting on the 21st, right? When you guys go through, when you guys click the buy link and they go through, you're basically going to be dumped out into the private Google Plus community that where everything will be hosted. So all the schedules, everything, there's a pinned post actually set up for Hang on R0, right? So like everything will be explained there, because like that. What better way to be immersed in Google Plus than to be immersed in Google Plus? So the access purchase link just takes you directly into the community. You'll have the schedule right there in front of you. You'll be able to interact with me and all the other folks who've invested instantly. I mean, again, it's not you're not getting a download, but you're getting instant interaction with the community right away, and then we start bright and early at noon on Monday.
Okay, so it's 12 o'clock is basically the times.
Yes.
O'clock Central Time, Pacific Time, Eastern Time.
12 o'clock Mountain Time.
Okay, that's nice.
So that's 2 p.m. Eastern, right? For the barrier, right? Everyone sets it to Eastern Time. So 2 p.m. Eastern every Monday for the next 4 weeks, right?
All right, and it's going to be recorded, of course, correct?
Absolutely. The live broadcasts will also be embedded into the community, again, on that pinned post at the very top. So as soon as you land in there, if there's anything that you haven't seen yet, it'll all be right there in that post. I will be continuously adding resources and the replay links to that pinned post. And then, of course, as we go on, I will also provide download links where you can download the videos if you like. But again, it's all in the Google Plus community because, again, it's an immersion class. So we're immersed in Google Plus right from the get-go. Does that make sense?
Excellent, excellent. Now, Jeffrey asks, does Barb's Bootcamp include any software? And no, Barb's Bootcamp does not include software. However, Barb's Bootcamp, I just love talking in third person. Barb's Bootcamp does include templates and mind maps and all sorts of goodies that walk you through from the beginning of product creation to promoting products to, wow, it's good stuff indeed. Oh, and not only does Barb talk in third person, but apparently Jeffrey writes in third person too. So thank you, Jeffrey, for that question there. And let's see.
Yeah, and I'm seeing here, Beverly, welcome. I see that you're the request for joining the community. Also, Mary, I will be adding both of you very shortly. So thanks for coming.
Excellent, excellent. Now, Elizabeth asks, can you host Hangouts without a webcam?
Yes, yes, you can. You just won't have a webcam. It'll just show the icon of your Google Plus profile or page, whatever is broadcasting from.
And another cool thing also that you can do with Hangouts that I discovered, because a lot of questions I've received in the past regarding doing Hangouts or also even with Social SEO Leapfrog is, Barb, I'm camera shy. Do I have to be on camera? And the cool thing about Hangouts is that you can do a Hangout and just show a screenshot and talk over the screenshot. And you don't even have to put your face out there if you don't want to. But the benefit of the Hangouts, as you know, is that, yeah, you get great link juice and you get your call to action links right up there. So it is just a tremendous, tremendous value.
Absolutely. In fact, I can add to that. You have the screen share. That's very easy to do. But even if you just popped in for a quick second, just even to introduce it, say, hi, my name is Zane Miller, and I'm going to show you something cool. Like, I mean, just not even 5 seconds, and then you go straight into screen share. The only reason why I recommend that, even if you're a little camera shy, is because 5 seconds isn't that bad, and it adds to so much of the credibility that it would be foolish not to do it. But again, everybody has their own threshold. If you can handle it, if you can handle 5 seconds, I would strongly recommend it because you will end up getting better conversion.
Cool. And Susan just mentioned, I love your sales page name, Eagle Eye, or makes me think of GoldenEye from the James Bond movie. I like that. Very cool.
Awesome.
And let's see. Richard asks, how late can I commit? Like right up to, say, Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern. We haven't yet determined when this offer is going to be taken down, but I can say definitely it will be taken down sooner as opposed to later.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll still decide on that. I mean, like, we'll figure that out. But like, as soon as I start the class, I mean, like, we all need to kind of move in a forward momentum. So, like, either you're in the class or you're not, kind of thing. Right? Like, you should be there live.
Yep.
Or if you're going to listen to the recordings, that's fine too.
Yeah. Let me keep scrolling. See, I have a roofing. Let's see. Inram asks, I have a roofing client. Can I promote their product using Google Hangouts methods?
I don't see why not. There's plenty of topics to discuss about roofing in general. Heck, just the sales process alone, you can leverage the SEO leapfrog, right? You're taking five concepts and talking about those in a Hangout. And heck, you could even, after that, chop up the Hangout into smaller videos. That's right.
And as a matter of fact, I mean, that's going to also be used for local marketing, offline marketing as well. If you want to promote a local business, or if you do offline consulting and one of your customers say, hey, I'd like to get my business ranking in the top 10, the top 3, the top 5, etc., this is an excellent way to do that. And what Zane is going to be showing you also in the mastermind, the immersion mastermind, he had mentioned earlier that there are free ways that you can customize your YouTube channel. Ways that you can include graphics and other goodies, ranking your videos, ensuring that your videos get additional link juice, so to say, or additional visibility within Google search engine itself. I mean, my gosh, so many things Zane is going to be sharing during the next 4 weeks. So yeah, really good stuff. Good question. Thanks.
Yeah, it was a good question. And it looks like we got another request for the community. Waverly, welcome, Waverly. Am I saying that right? I hope so.
Good. And let's see. Richard asks, is Hangouts a better way of ranking than just a YouTube video?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hands down. No question.
Yep. I've seen that too myself.
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre because, I mean, even like, I don't know exactly when it ranked. But as soon as you and I were finished with our hangout and we were kind of chatting a little bit, like after that I went and grabbed some water and then I sat down at my computer again and went, I wonder if I'm ranked yet. And I mean, this is minutes after you and I had finished, right? And it was already ranked #1 on Google for the term, right? So anybody else who's like, hey, that's an interesting offer, I'm going to go see what's on Google, see if there's any cool videos I can watch. Boom, it's right there. So yes, the very nature of Hangouts will rank higher and faster just because they're Hangouts.
Something else I want to mention about that, when people search, Zane, and they find your video there, since your video has embedded your affiliate link, you're the one who gets the credit from the sales. So that's kind of sort of cool.
Right. Now, I also also welcome Tom Walker. I'm seeing he just popped in as well. So another interesting thing is that what I really liked about this concept and what got me really jazzed about the Google Plus event pages. Now think about this. You are the product creator. Let's say that we go through these 3 weeks, and you're like, wow, that's awesome. And the review just crystallizes everything, and then you turn around to Barb's product creation course, and then you create a product. Imagine after creating that product, you're trying to go and get affiliates, and Barb knows, I know, it's a pain in the neck Because there's a lot of variables that affiliates are considering when it comes to promoting a product, namely that, all right, I'm basically handing over my list to somebody else.
Yep.
Now, when it comes to a Hangout, it changes the dynamic because the broadcast is so malleable. It can be put anywhere and everywhere. It can be multicasted, if you will, because since you can create that Hangout ahead of time, then you can embed that in all sorts of places. So again, you're the product creator and you're trying to sell this product and you're trying to get affiliates to join you, right? You can say, you can put this link anywhere you want and I won't have access to your email list. I did this with Dennis Becker just yesterday. He embedded the Hangout on his website. He also embedded it on a Google Plus event page. He also embedded it in his Facebook group. He also embedded it in the email that he sent out. Like all these places, and I, as the merchant, as the person creating the product, don't technically have access to his list. He has access to my broadcast. Yeah. So that encourages affiliates like, well, he can't even touch my list. That means I can do this, and he won't affect, he won't get those extra people who just registered for the webinar but didn't buy, right? That's a snag of GoToWebinar. I mean, it's a benefit, but it's also a drawback because, again, the affiliates has to make that judgment call on a split decision, and they have all these other options and opportunities. They have to make a decision, and they have to know and accept that, okay, this person could have my list. But what if you didn't have to give up your list? What if you could just grab the broadcast and then send it out live, and then you can, if it did really well, you could just keep pushing out that broadcast again. The merchant doesn't have control of the list at all. So suddenly, wait a second, Hangouts might be a little bit better than webinars. So these are all things that we're going to be discussing intently, not just in the classes and the lectures, but also in the community.
Yeah, and that's one of the benefits also of the immersion class that you're offering right now is, Zane, you are huge on community. I remember that from last year.
Yeah.
Just give and give and give and give and give and give and share and share and share and share and share, and it just sparks all the people who are attending to also share their ideas and also communicate as well, because everybody who's trying their Hangouts, I mean, they might run into different issues or different questions, or they all spark together and come up with unique ideas that on your own, you might not consider. So yeah, community is pretty cool. Allison asks, what is evergreen? And Allison, evergreen means that it can be promoted at any time. It's not, for example, seasonal like the holidays, or it's not event-driven like the World Cup or the Super Bowl. It's evergreen. Topics like marketing or health or confidence or home repair or something that you always know you're going to be able to find an audience for. I hope that helps on that.
Well said. Well said. Welcome, Tom Walker. Welcome, Hagar Kelly. More people jumping in. Just popped up. Lauren Williams, welcome. Let me get you in here into the community as Barb is throwing out more questions for me. As this is happening, right? When you buy, the link that you're basically sent just pushes you straight to the Google Plus community, which I'm monitoring at all times, obviously. So in goes Lauren.
Excellent.
Welcome, Lauren.
All right, Allison also asks, hey Zane, I am a newbie, so how does this help me? I'll let you take that away.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone's a newbie right now. That's the beauty of it. There's still a lot of people who are like, no, just Facebook, which is right? Just that's cool. I think that's bad business, right? Not that Google Plus is so great, but I mean, like, yeah, Google Plus is so great, but it's the fact that I'm a marketer, you're a marketer. I'm just looking at the best ways that I can make money overall. Right? So if I can also use Google Plus, I'm going to. And so if you're going to be there just like, no, just this or just that, that's fine. No, you should be using everything, right? Pinterest, LinkedIn, all the things that, I mean, I even chastise myself. I really need to get on the LinkedIn stuff. So if you're a newbie, don't feel bad. Everybody's a newbie. And I was a newbie a year and a half ago because that's when it was still all very new. So all of the content that I teach, I also know that everyone else is just as much of a newbie as I was a year and a half ago. So you're a newbie now, and you won't be in 4 weeks. In fact, you will know more than 98% of the gurus, not just the market, but the gurus. Like you can turn, and I'm not being facetious here, you could turn to Frank Kern and go, I could do this for you. And he'd say, cool, because I haven't done it. Seriously, like that's not a joke, guys. Like that's not me being like, you know, oh, well, you could go up to Frank. No, seriously, you could, because he doesn't know how to do any of this stuff.
Yep, yep. All right, let's get back to some other questions here. George asks, will this work with MLM or network marketing?
Oh, yeah. Trust me, like, here's what I would recommend if you're doing any kind of MLM or network marketing. Skip everybody else and go straight to the top, either talking to like the executives or like the best income earners of the MLM company. Show them just the event page part, like I explained to you. It'll blow their mind. Like I promise you, like since day one that I've talked about Hangouts, there's always been 1 or 2 people who are in MLM who just lose their mind. They think it's so cool. So like I wouldn't even mess with just like, you know, hey, I'm a regular distributor of XYZ product or service. No, don't even do that. Go like if you can talk to corporate people, do it. Because they don't understand it, and if you're willing to be there, oh, you can't even imagine the downline you could produce from that.
Cool. Very good. All right, let me just see. What other questions do we have here? We've got bunches of questions, actually, going through this. Let's see. There was something that... Okay, here's one. I don't have an opt-in list. Would this work?
Yes.
That was simple.
So, well, so here's the thing. Like everybody has that point, right? Everyone has a point where they're like, I don't have a list. So yeah, you have to do a little bit more, as I call it, social syndication to pull that list, right? But just as we were talking about in the steps, right? You do the event, and heck, you could even do the event like just with you and the person you're interviewing, or just you. It doesn't matter. Like, I mean, you could say like, I don't even want to schedule it for later. I'm just going to do it now so that I have the replay. And then all you're doing is just pushing out the replay. But if you don't have a list, then you need to go find where your potential list could be and then say, I have this thing for you. And just the very fact that you're creating the event, you're building your list, because on the event page itself, it'll tell you, it'll give you a list of people, the people who said they were going, the people who said maybe, and then the people who landed on the page and then didn't respond. So, and then from there on the actual event page, you can message all of those people or just a segment of those people, right? So this, like creating the event itself, even if you don't have a list, can be used as the opt-in to the experience of connecting on Google+. I hope that makes sense. We'll be going into more detail about that in the class, so it really crystallizes. But like when people start interacting with you on Google+, you can actually start segmenting how you interact with them from the beginning. And there's a lot of different ways that you can communicate with just certain segments of people in Google+. So you're using the event page as the introduction, and then you're using Google+ as the platform to continue interacting with them, which totally eliminates even the need for an email list. I hope that makes sense. I did kind of get a little high-minded there. Let me know if that made sense or if I need to clarify.
Very good, very good. Okay, Mark asks, what about using PLR? And Mark, that is a fantastic question, because with PLR, you can simply customize that puppy as your own. You can either sell it as a creator, use Hangouts and events to promote that. You can go the affiliate route and get affiliates to promote it for you as well, and then show them, hey, run a Hangout about this to help promote. PLR would work great for this. Now, yeah, David has a good question. Is Google Hangouts and Google Events the same thing?
Yeah, kinda. First, let me say welcome, Mary. Just added you into the community. Thanks for joining. But back to your question: are Google Plus events and Hangouts the same thing? Sorta. right? Because as I'll teach you, you're going to be creating a Google Plus event on Google Plus, and then you're going to be going over to YouTube and creating the Hangout. But after you create the Hangout, you'll be embedding the Hangout on the event page. So it's kind of the same thing, but Google Plus events are technically meant to be like Facebook events. Like, they're not just meant for live Hangouts on air. They're meant to be like, I'm having an event, and this is where it's at. And so like it's meant to be an event, not a live Hangout on air platform. But we use it as such because it's so easy and so awesome. Does that answer your question, David?
Zane, is this a good way to look at it? You can look at it in an event, kind of like a room, and inside the room is a Hangout webinar, the video of it. So you basically walk in and look around and, oh, look at there's the video, and there's the comments, and there's this, that. The event encompasses all of it.
That is a very excellent way of putting it. I couldn't have said it better myself.
You could try.
It is good.
Okay, and let's see. Candace, you asked about the sales page for my product creation class. Yes, there is one. No, I haven't memorized it, so I'll ping you offline on that. And let's see, what else do we have? Other questions do we have here?
Sorry, Lauren just posted in the community. He said, "What's Frank Kern's phone number?" Clever.
Very good. Yep. And by the way, for those who are not familiar with Frank Kern, he's a very visible marketer in the internet marketing landscape. Yes. Yep. And let's see. Okay. Let's see.
Welcome, Thomas. I just added you into the group.
Excellent. And Christopher Yates asked, is this course the same Zane course that he has done in the past? I don't think so. I think you're just making this is
yeah. It's this is me teaching all this stuff live, and there's quite a few things that are new that I'm finding new ways of using Google Plus and events. So it's not the same.
Okay, good. Oh, Elizabeth asks a wonderful question, and this is near and dear to my heart. I love this question, okay? Can you do Hangouts by yourself? And the reason why I love this question is because that's how I came up with Social SEO Leapfrog, because as you can tell, I am a hugely shy individual. I am very shy. If I could just talk to myself, I do that quite a lot, actually. If I can talk to myself, I am happy to just talk to myself. And that's how I discovered the ranking abilities of Hangouts, because I just liked talking to myself. So all of my Hangouts that I've used for marketing, they're Hangouts of one. It's me talking to my webcam, and it works really, really, really well, because I really am quite shy, which I don't understand why nobody believes me. But yes, so Hangouts are great on that, because Hangouts of one, yeah, works beautifully.
Yeah, and I'd also like to add that I after a while, like after you've done, like, say 5 Hangouts, like after you do like 5 or 6 Hangouts, you can't really see a whole lot of surprises, right? Like, they're just you're kind of immersed in it. And so after that, and you're comfortable with them, you'll probably actually find it's easier to do Hangouts by yourself, because if you bring someone else, the more people that you bring in, just the more reasons you have for it to go wrong. So, and it's the same thing when it comes to GoToWebinar or any live broadcast platform. Just the more variables that you add, the more opportunities there are to have something go wrong. So, thank goodness you can do it solo, because you may find that simpler projects may not need the complexity of more people, and it's just easier and faster to do. So, you'll probably find that. And again, thank goodness you can do it by yourself.
Yep. All right. Dale asks, does the course cover Google Plus?
Yes, absolutely. That's the beginning. That's what we're going to be talking about on Monday, because you got to understand how Google Plus works, and it makes everything else after that easier. It makes doing the Hangouts easier. It makes sharing the content, cutting up the videos and all that other kind of stuff. Makes it all easier. Basically, it's going to be an equally based focus of Google Plus, Google Plus, Hangouts, and YouTube. There you go.
Cool. Cool. Okay. I have the several folks have been asking the link for the product creation course. And here's the link to the 3-week mastermind. The content is the same with the exception of the classes that I include. So look at that. You'll be getting the boot camp of that, which is all of the handouts for that particular class.
Cool.
And let's see what are other. Okay, Zane, what are the calls happening again? What time are the calls one more time?
Yes, they will be happening sequentially over the next 4 weeks, every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.
Cool. All right. Richard asks, are Google Hangouts as vulnerable to haters trashing your YouTube videos so YouTube will take them down on me?
Okay, so the Hangout itself, like I can tell you, like here's basically what happens. You have the live broadcast, and once the live broadcast is finished, then it becomes a regular YouTube video. That's basically your replay. So it becomes susceptible, just like any other video, to get people coming in and just being, dirtbags and, trolling, as they call it, and saying, nasty things. But you are given the ability to block and ban those people, first of all. And second of all, like, no one can flag your live event during the live event, right? So that's the whole answer. Does that make sense? Let me know.
Yeah.
Barb, does that make sense?
It makes sense to me. And if the person
okay.
here, they can say yes or no as I continue to scroll up through the hundreds of comments and compliments that you currently have been receiving on here. Let's see. Slight problem.
Welcome to the group.
Okay.
Oh, slight problem.
We'll be away for 3 weeks holiday. Any chance to ask questions about a physical product when they get back? Should they buy now? That's from Dennis, champion.
Okay. First part of the question, like you're gonna be out and gone, doing That's fine because, like I said, I would encourage you to join and then be in the community. And you'll get updates as we go, but like all of the replays will be there and viewable. And like I said, I'll probably also provide some download links. So since it is a mastermind and a community, then you're more than welcome to come in later and interact and stuff. There's probably going to be, well, not probably, there's definitely going to be a ton of content in the community that you can come back to. Probably more than what I originally have here, because that's just kind of how it happens, right? Like Barb said, lots of good ideas start getting thrown around. Next thing you know, there's a bunch of cool new stuff that wasn't anticipated. So there's that. As far as physical products go, that's part of the reason why I'm so excited about Hangouts in general, because it opens the door to so many opportunities. I'll just say in one phrase, the Home Shopping Network.
Yes.
Why don't they have a YouTube, Google Hangout channel? I don't know, but I am all over it, especially for those of you who are, flirting with the idea of doing like Amazon products and things like that. Hangouts will definitely help you with that, physical products, things like that. And I'm looking forward to discussing that as well, because that will be on my mind as we're going through content and stuff. So feel free, even now or even later, to ask all the physical product type questions you could or should have.
Cool. All right. Okay. Mary has a question. Can you password protect a Hangout?
Yes. Well, okay. Just for the most part, yes. Right. So here's basically what happens. Here's a little tip when it comes to Google+, and I believe it's why people are a little intimidated by Google+, is because you're given so much flexibility. Right. So just like Facebook, you make a post in Google+. But before you click post, you have to tell Google who you want to share that post with. It's not like Facebook where you go, blah, 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 and then post, and then there you go. It's just there publicly. Google gives you full control. You can say, I want this to be shared publicly, so everybody can see it who sees my profile or is on my stream. Fine. But then you can say, no, I don't want to share it publicly. I only want to share it with like specific circles. Right? Like all of my contacts I've ever connected with, or just specific contacts, right? So you're having that extra layer of distribution. So now take it a step further. The Hangout that I did, or actually the Hangout that I have scheduled for Sunday, right? For those of you who are in the community already, you already see the event. It's Hangout 0. Now, if you were going to click through that event and then click play, unless you are a part of my specific Google Marketing Immersion class buyers circle that I created for that community, you won't be able to see that video. In fact, if you click on it right now, if I haven't added you to that circle, it'll just say, sorry, this video is private. So can you password protect the Hangout? Not specifically password protect it, but what you can do is share it with very specific circles. And only those who are in that circle are allowed. So basically your call to action, right? And we're going to be going through this in week 3, don't worry. But basically, you won't necessarily need wishlist member. You won't need the membership site because you can say, all right, this Hangout and the subsequent replay is only shared with this circle of people. So as people circle you and say, hey, I'm in your class. I mean, it's exactly what's happening now. As people are coming into the community, I am adding them to that specific circle so that as they come into the community, then they can see all of the private content that no one else can see, even if they have the YouTube link.
Cool.
Does that make sense? I know there was a lot of content right there.
Yeah, that's very good. Actually, I've been getting now several people asking about my bonus class here. Right now, when we first started this, the idea was that I would give the product creation boot camp, and that's the product that does not have the 3-week mastermind, because the 3-week mastermind is currently retailing for $297. The boot camp is retailing for $197, and I figure, okay, $197. That's a pretty darn good bonus to give. I've been receiving several folks asking about the PC Espresso, the classes themselves. So, all right, I mean, if you're still on the call and you've still hung out for this long listening to us, I will give you the $297 class as well. That's the 3-week bonus there. And Zane, I will give you the link for your community, and you share that with everybody who buys, and then we'll let them into PC Espresso 2.0.
Wow. Yeah, I'm excited because it's my community. I can jump in and check it out myself.
Indeed.
Right?
Yep. So, and Mark says, say what? Crazy good? And yeah, you are definitely right on that. Lauren says, thanks, and you're welcome. I mean, I'm happy to do this. Zane is a gem. I mean, I remember meeting him last year at Mario Brown's online marketing mastery event over in San Diego, and he's just so genuine. One of the first things he showed me was the pictures of his daughter and how he really is focused on doing as much as possible to give his daughter the best possible life as well, too. So happy to do that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Quite welcome. Oh, and here is a very good question here. Let me see if I can find it because it just scrolled off again or so. Oh, why did you present this event and go to webinar instead of Google Hangout? Very good question.
I love that question.
Well, that's because one of the ways that people were able to access this was through one of my products, product purchases, and that ties into specifically GoToWebinar. And last year I paid to use GoToWebinar, so hey, why not? Okay.
Right.
I spent the hundreds of dollars for that. So.
Right. Well, and also, like, I also want to point out that I do get that question a lot when I'm talking about Hangouts, but I think there's a place for everything and everything in its place. YouTube and Hangouts are still new, and people are enjoying the novelty of it, and it's great. But there are still a lot of people who are like, nope, webinars only. And again, I'm a marketer. I'm not tied to any one thing. If someone wants to do a webinar, they can do a webinar. I can still talk about the same things. Heck, I like doing webinars about Hangouts because then I could actually fire up a Hangout right there on the spot. If we're doing a Hangout, I can't turn on another Hangout because I'm already in that Hangout. So again, there's a place for everything and everything in its place. So use Hangouts use webinars if you got them. If you already got them and your grandfather in that price, use it because that's what everyone else is already accustomed to. go for it. But if you got Hangouts and you know it's free and you know you can set it up, that's where you can test all your crazy ideas. Well, it's free, so I won't waste the money that I'm spending on GoToWebinar on this, but I can test it out for free on a Hangout, and if it works, great. Then I can definitely push it on a webinar because I tested it on the free Hangout platform, right?
Cool. Cool. And now we're also getting some questions as to how long after signing up until we receive Barb's bonus. Well, since Barb is still currently running this class with Zane, Barb has to wait until this is all done, and then Barb can talk to Zane and give Zane the link to access Barb's bonus, and then you request to join the Facebook group that contains Barb's bonus, and when Barb sees that, Barb then lets you in. And it's not that I was just talking in third person, because I never talk in third person except for when the fifth person comes and tells me to talk to the second person for the third person. That's the answer.
Okay. Yeah. I do want to point out I grabbed my screen over here, the screen that I'm using to invite people into the community after they purchase. But as you can see, we have this post, pinned post, and this, as you can see, is where all the content is going to be. So as soon as the webinar is over and Barb, gets me the link, this is where I'm going to post it. That's where all the resources are going to be. You can even see that Hanginar 0 right here. This, I've already scheduled it for Sunday. It's ready to go. And if people can't make it live, no problem, because this is the same exact link that they can watch as a replay. So that pinned post, just keep an eye on that pinned post, because that's where all the live broadcasts and all the replays and all the resources and all the stuff will be. So as soon as we're done with this, this is exactly where you're going to be able to access it. And welcome, Patrick and Ellen? Right, okay. Welcome, guys.
Good, good. And now we're still also getting questions as far as how long will this bonus and such be. I'll have to confirm this with Zane later on, and it's not like Zane we're talking in third person again, but I'm thinking about closing it Sunday night. Does that sound good to you, Zane?
No, that makes sense. Like I said, I want people ready to go on Monday, and if they're jumping in later, then it just kind of, it clouds it, right? I want everybody to be moving through one step. So Sunday sounds perfect. Good, good, good.
All right, then at 11:59 p.m., Sunday night, Eastern Standard Time, assuming that I get up at that time. Although I can use timer light to switch and stuff. This will be taken down.
Yep.
So, other questions? Yeah, we still have a ton of people here.
Yeah.
My gosh, we've been going
Bring them on.
Yeah. So, other questions, please feel free to type your questions, because, yes, it's all scrolling past, and yay. So type your questions. I'll scroll up again as well too. And let's see how we go. Okay, Mary said I already signed up but stayed in case. Good to know. All right, we shared that. We answered that. Oh, how about if I start at the top? Lots of echoes. Hopefully I took care of that, right? There's no more echoes in here. Please tell me yes, because that makes me very happy. And somebody wanted to know about cows that are tweeting. And yes, where I am, cows tweet and birds moo. It's just one of those things.
It's a magical place.
A very magical place. You could just ask my kids, especially when we drive up to Yukon tomorrow, and there is no sound. Hopefully we got sound, because a lot of people can answer questions, and that's good to know. Hi there, Honorable Son 2, the other person who participated by grabbing my phone and flinging it across the room, and amazingly it did not break into several pieces, just walked by. Let's see, questions. So Hangouts may be a younger demographic than GoToMeeting or GoToWebinar. I don't know if that's quite it. What do you say, Zane?
Yeah, I've something that's really cool about YouTube that you guys may not, you folks, man, I gotta break myself with that.
Oh.
You peoples know about, or may not know about, is within YouTube there's an analytics system, and within that analytics system it shows you the demographics of the people who are watching, and consistently, even after Hangouts were introduced, consistently my target market of my content on YouTube, which obviously is YouTube and Hangouts and stuff, is between ages of 45 and 65 and above. So not necessarily a younger generation that's interested in this.
Yep, very cool. Okay, and Lauren wants to know if I'm driving to the Yukon. No, I love that. Yukon. No, capital U, small C-O-N-N, University of Connecticut. But like the Yukon, which is capital Y-U-K-O-N, it does have mooses, or at least snow dogs. They've got huskies all over the place, and if you follow me online, anything that is four legs or feathers or fur is a moose. So yes. Okay, and let's see. Barb and Zane just paid to join. Richard just joined.
Yep, Mark Jovan and Richard Bowen. I'm actually adding you to the community right now.
A lot of people are just jumping on this offer, which, given the bonuses and the content, Zane, that you're sharing, really good. Really makes total no-brainer. And by the way, didn't we keep our promise that if you stay the whole time, you're going to be able to walk away with really quality information, plus be given an offer that it's pretty difficult to say no to because of such of the value. Would you all agree with that? I see Patty says yes, and I see some more yeses there scrolling through. Absolutely, says Mark. Wonderful to hear. And we still do, amazingly, have quite a number of folks here. And Richard says this 7-year-old dog can learn new tricks and supplement income. And yep, I am positive and confident that you will be able to, Richard. Lauren mentions great value. Michael says great webinar. Excellent. Oh, I see there's another person who requested there to join.
Yep. I just wanted to show we've actually got a lot of comments in here already, right? Glad to be here. Finally going to learn. Thank you for the quick acceptance. Really enjoying the webinar. Let's see. Glad to be here. Just a bunch of people who are actually already commenting in the community, and I love that because that's what we need. That's the main point, is that everybody can join in and talk and discuss immediately, right? I mean, this is since this is a live class, we don't have a whole lot to give. But we do have the community, which again is fantastic. Thank you guys. I can already tell this is going to be an awesome class.
Yep, indeed. And let's see, Susan says have to run, but we'll be signing up when she gets back from an appointment. Wonderful, Susan.
Fantastic.
Looking forward to seeing you all. And let's see, Leslie asks, is this being recorded? Well, the webinar that you're currently on right now, there will be a replay which will be taken down on Sunday night. So yay. And Tom mentions perfect timing. Glad to do that. I mean, thanks, Zane, for the timing there. He was able to come and give a really fantastic class, I'd say. I mean, Zane, you really over-delivered, and it's just such a pleasure.
Well, I'm glad that you guys felt that I over-delivered, because in order to make the time work for this presentation, I felt like I had to cut out a lot, but that also means that there's so much more that I can show you in the actual class, right? Because I do that on accident a lot of times, is that I want to over-deliver, and sometimes I give a little too much. So I'm glad this is fitting with what you guys want, and it gave you some really good insight. So thank you. As a teacher, I was bit by the teaching bug. Both my parents are teachers. So as a teacher, thank you for that comment.
Excellent. Good. Alrighty, so other questions that we have, let's see, Virginia mentions can't find the event on your Google Plus page. To which event are you referring, Virginia? And feel free to type whenever you get a chance. And let's see if we have any other questions before we bring this to a close. And Richard mentioned starting Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern. And I think, yeah, Zane, you're talking about Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern for the first class, but you're also doing a Sunday Bob, whatchamacallit, doohickey, right?
Yeah. For the people who buy within the next 24 hours, you will be exclusively invited to the Hang-in-Our Zero that's happening on Sunday, right? Okay. So after tomorrow, I'm actually going to be removing it from the group, right? Because after tomorrow, that means that only certain people who are actually in the community will be able to join, right? So that's a small window that we're talking about. If you want to be a part of the Hang-in-Our Zero, then you have to buy within the next 24 hours, right? So the classes, though, Like even if you buy on Sunday, right? The regular classes will start on Monday, and we'll go for the next 4 Mondays, right? So the 21st, and then.
Excellent.
Right.
Excellent.
That's making sense. Okay, good.
Yes, you are making sense there. And Virginia mentioned that she just bought into the 4 classes. And Dale asks, how will you get the invite to Hang in R0? I think that'll be put in your community, correct?
Yep. Yeah, everything is funneled into the community. Again, for those of you who buy, then you will be taken like the actual access product. It will push you straight into the community, and once you're in the community, you will always be notified. And like I showed you guys a little bit earlier, in fact, I'll show you my screen again. Right here in the group, very top, it's pinned, so it can't be pushed down by anything else. Right here, this is where everything will be. It will be for the next event, the next hangout, all the replays, all the resources, Barb's bonus. Everything will be here in this pinned post, as well as when everything is ready to be downloadable, those downloadable links will also be in this pinned post. Does that answer your question?
That's it. Sounds like a good question to me. I'll see if she says that answers as well. Other questions? Yes, because remember, Hangouts are they're perfect for just about any aspect of marketing, online or offline. It's great for product creators. Are you guys hearing the Twitter budgies in the background?
Little bit.
Yes, well, we have a little bit of the jungle here in my house.
Welcome, by the way, welcome Mike and welcome Brian. I just approved both of you.
Excellent, excellent. So, and it's great for affiliate marketers, for folks if you have lots and lots of PLR, private label products on your desktop, and you finally want to customize those and get people noticing, talking about those. You can use Hangouts for that particular resource. Offline marketing, local marketing, getting businesses not only ranked high, but let's say having events and encouraging people who are attending to tell their friends, bring their friends along.
Yeah.
Join the community. The world is moving towards social. Heck, the world is social online. Hangouts, Google Plus, Google itself. I mean, my gosh, it just makes sense. And here's another cool thing about Hangouts. You can access Hangouts via mobile. Isn't that correct, Zane?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
So Hangouts are basically, on the go. How many people are accessing the internet, via mobile devices these days? I'll tell you, it's a lot. So your Hangouts, people are not tied to the desktop. You can promote Hangouts to your customers who, if they're basically accessing the internet via their phone, well, hey, it's on the go. They get you on the go. So that's kind of sort of cool as well.
Yeah. I would also like to add, we haven't touched on this at all, but the AdWords for Video platform is also like the ads are visible on mobile devices. So if you add the AdWords to it as well, then you can also access more people than you initially thought. They're not just on the computer; they're also on their mobile phones. And if you're leveraging AdWords, well, you can leverage it on mobile too, which opens up a whole new universe, not just a world. Holy cow! Are you kidding me?
Nice, nice. All right.
Welcome Allison and welcome David. 2 more people just got into the community.
Wonderful. Okay, Dale mentions, Zane, it took the wrong Google Plus ID when I signed up. Can you email me so I can correct that? Zane, I can share with you offline that information.
Perfect.
So put in public there. Let me see if I can actually copy and paste that. And of course I can't. Why would I be? Oh, there I go. Copy and paste. Okay, I press Control-C, copy, Control-V, paste. Okay, that's in your Skype now, Zane.
Fantastical.
Okay, and Deb asks, can she get access to the recording on Sunday, on the Sunday Hangout, because she's not going to be able to make it on Sunday?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like you will have access. Like I said, you will be able to access it. You'll have the link. Like I said before, the people who buy within the first 24 hours, like everybody will be able to see the Hang in Our replay link, but only certain people will be able to see it through the Google circles that I have. So even if you're not there live, that's fine since you bought within the first 24 hours. But only the people who bought within the first 24 hours will be in the proper circle that I create to be able to view that video. So it's gonna rub the salt into the people's wounds of just like, why didn't I buy within the first 24 hours? I can't even see it. It's so, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna actually happen like that. But does that answer your question? Right? You will be able to access it even if you're not there live because you purchased within the 24 hours of this Hanginar webinar.
Okay, good. And Richard asked, Barb, didn't you also have a webinar about social SEO scheduled for 3 o'clock this afternoon? And no, I had to change that, so you should receive email confirmation when that is changed. But thank you for reminding me about that. Allison says, this has been wonderful. I learned a lot from it already. I'm really excited to start. Excellent. Glad to hear that, Allison. And let's see. Richard says, cool. I say cool back, Richard. Yay.
I cool, you're cool.
Well, I cool squared, you're cool. Ha, deal with that.
Touche. Touche.
Right. And let's see, what else do we have here? Will you be going over YouTube AdWords? That's a question from Deb. YouTube has AdWords? That's kind of cool.
Yes, it's AdWords for video. It's not going to be a part of this core training because, well, we need to focus on the core stuff, right? Like we were saying before, everybody's a newbie on this. So we won't be going into the AdWords for video portion as a mainstay, but by all means we can discuss it in the community, and maybe there might be a need for another immersion class just focused on AdWords, because I can tell you, it's once you start dipping your toe into the waters, I don't want to scare anybody away, it's kind of advanced stuff, so it would need its own focused immersion class unto itself, and you would really want to go through all this stuff first. So I'm not saying that we shouldn't or we couldn't. It's that it would kind of require some prerequisite training.
Good. Very good. Alrighty, and George says, great, I just got in. So welcome, George, welcome. Adam
welcome,
says,
George, all right.
Yep, gotta go, but it's great to be here, okay, and I'm glad to have you here as well. And other questions, because now we've been going on now for over an hour and 45 minutes, and there's still a number of people here.
Yeah.
Zane, you're just a popular dude. You are a happening event. You are a, okay, I'll stop. But anyway, yeah.
Got to be the hair.
It definitely has to be the hair. Beard. Or do you still have a beard?
I do. I can't grow an epic one like Jason or Colin, so I'm actually doing the reverse. I'm growing a fro, and that seems to be working out pretty well for me.
Cute.
What are you talking? It's adorable.
Oh, well, I think you were born adorable. All right, I'm going to do one more scrolling through here. And again, any questions that you have.
Yeah, lay them on me, guys.
Oh, okay.
Folks.
Yep, Mary asked, do you have, in the immersion community, do you have a question and answer section? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, the community is pretty much the question and answer section. You can create additional categories, so I will be creating more categories, but at least for now, just go ahead, fire away whatever questions you got, just put it in whatever section that you want, and as the moderator I can move questions around as I create categories and things like that. So just go nuts.
Good.
I'm actually going to be bringing in some virtual assistants and training them very, very well to exactly like I want, so that as this community grows, because I know it will, I will have more attention to give everybody because I'll have additional resources. So I'm encouraging, like actually before when I was creating communities, I was like, hey, ease up on the comments because I'm going like deep into this and learning it and figuring it out so I can teach you. Now I want to do the exact opposite. I'm like, hey, bring on the comments and questions because I'm going to be using this and I'm going to have some extra help. So bring them on.
Cool. Excellent. Alrighty, and this is, I think, now the 5th time I've said I'll do one last going through before bringing this to a close, so definitely ask your questions, because I've now started at the top, and I am doing something. What am I doing? I'm scrolling, yes.
Starting from the top.
I'm scrolling from the top. I am trying to scroll from the side, but it doesn't like me that way. And let's see, we asked about lists. No, we got a product launch soon. Glad to know that. You'll do great with this. Why am I hearing a steady loud beat over my speakers? I have no idea why that person was. Let's see, sounds like a win. This is what Michael said, and he definitely right on that. And let's see, I think, Zane, that we have just about answered it all over here. Okay, Deb wants to know, do we pick up the bonuses inside Zane's community? And yes, they do. Yes, that is where you will be able to get those bonuses. Okay, do you have anything else, Zane, that you would like to add?
Let's see. Do I have anything else to add? I would like to add welcome Heinz to the community.
That was a move.
I'd also like to moo real quick. So moo. But aside from that, I don't have anything else. Again, I'm really excited that you guys understood the presentation and you were excited about it, because sometimes I give a little too much. So I'm very glad you guys enjoyed it. So excited that we have all these people in the community, because I know between the questions and the comments and the classes, it's going to be fantastic, and you guys are going to get a lot out of it, because I know for a fact no one else is teaching any of this stuff. So I'm the only dude to turn to. So it's going to be great. I love it. Guys, if you haven't got it, you need to jump in on this, because these are the techniques that everybody's going to be using in the future, and you can be one of those like early people, like I was there on the first class.
Exactly. Okay. And the thing actually, Zane, that is just so utterly cool about you is that you're the real deal. And I've now been talking to you about Google and YouTube and stuff like that ever since I met you, which was over a year ago, and you've always been on the forefront of whatever it is, Google, Google+, Hangouts, YouTube, whatever they're doing, you're always the first. So you're kind of like the authority in this, and to have the privilege of bringing you here for my network, I so very, very much appreciate your time.
Well, thank you. Coming from you, that's an awesome compliment.
Oh, thank you. Okay, good. Alrighty. Well, I think now that we can just about wrap this up, and Zane, since you are the organizer or the presenter, or I think you are basically the big boom ba, I say, this is Barbara Lang signing off. I'll see you on the inside. Take care, everybody. Bye. Okay, after I say, take care, everybody, bye-bye, then you basically have to close all of the webinar stuff. Are you up for this, Mr. Zane?
I am up for it. Okay. I can click the X. Okay,
so then after I also say your name, you may also say bye as well too. So are you ready to try this?
I am ready to try this.
Alrighty, so this is Barbara Ling and Zane Miller.
Hello.
Actually, it's goodbye.
Goodbye, yes. All right, so take two, click.
And as always, it has been an honor and a privilege to be able to present all of this information to all of you folks who have been on this call. You chose to spend your time with us, and we so very much appreciate this. So this is Barbara Ling and Zane signing off, and we will see you on the inside. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.